Now then, if you like stories of courage, then Perspective today is for you. For 3 days over this coming weekend, the curtain opens here in Paris on the 12th Paris Cinema and Human Rights Festival. The festival is organised by Amnesty International, invites moviegoers and activists as well to watch a series of short and longer films and then to debate their content. And this year there's a bit of a theme, stories of committed and courageous women. And with me here on set is Ievgeniia Sokova. She's the events coordinator. Thanks very much for joining us on the programme
Thank
today.
you.
Tell us first of all why you've picked on films this year that specifically show women's courage. Why have you focused so much on women?
I think because already we can see the recent years that we have a lot of focus about women's rights, that they're coming out of the shadow. And also this year, our honored guest, it's Laurence Lascaris, who is co-founder and co-president of the collective 50/50 that fights for equity and parity, diversity in the world of cinema. So for us, it's important to talk about women's rights, and the women's rights are also in the core of Amnesty International activities, because women's rights is not only right to have the basic human rights as to right to work, to live and to do what you want to do, but it's also related to your body, to your choice to love someone, and that's why it's really resembles a lot of different human rights issues, and we are very happy to put in the center of our festival this year the women's rights.
And presumably, I mean, if you're going to concentrate on women's rights, that's going to bring a certain set of issues to the table, if you're right, to the discussions.
Yes, exactly. So, for example, the movie, we have a very different perspective of women's rights in our festival this year. So, you would talk about Kwawadi Saida. We can see a woman that fights for her family. She fights for life. She fights really like very courageous. And if we talk about the happening of Audrey Divan, it's the movie about the right of abortion, about the right of a woman to decide what she wants to do with her body. We have the closing movie, Writing with Fire, and it's it's a very powerful documentary about Dalit women in India who fights for their right to be a woman of profession, just to be a woman that can decide what to do in their life. And so we have really very different perspective of women fighting for their rights in all the spheres of the life.
I mean, it sounds like this really is a festival and the films are coming from right around the world.
Exactly.
And in a way, that's incredible, isn't it, to show, you know, that some of the issues that women are facing are the same all around the world, and some of them are very, very different.
Yes, exactly. And also now you remind me about the fact that it's the first edition of the festival. We have more women directors than men. That it also shows us that this fight for women's rights, it goes worldwide, and women become more and more active in the different domains of our life. And the idea is to really, I think, not only show that there is some problems with the women's rights and human rights in general, but that it's important to continue to fight for them. Because, for example, if in the movie of Audrey Divan, we can see that the abortion was forbidden in France, it was illegal in the 60s, now we can see the same things happening in Poland. So that's why it's important for Amnesty International not only to mobilize people to fight for the rights, but also to remind them that once you have these human rights that you achieved, you have to continue to fight for them, because nothing is stable, nothing is changed as it is.
And you've got a panel as well, haven't you, judging the awards. How on earth can you judge all these different films in different ways? Because by the sound of it, they're all so different.
Thank God it's not me who's judging it. There is a jury that consists of human rights experts and cinema experts. So they discuss together, they discuss what the movie could combine both, like the cinematographical part and also how they address one of another topics. And so we have 3 prizes. We have prize of jury, and we have the Human Rights Award, but also we have a vote of the public. So the audience can come and vote for their own movies that they find important.
What do you think people will get out of it if they come along? Because obviously you want people to come along and watch the films and take part in the discussions. But what's the kind of aim of it, I suppose?
I think that there is three aims. So the first, to listen, to discover the story you may never heard about, like genocide in Srebrenica or the women's rights in India, that it's not really close to the friends' everyday life. The second is to create a dialogue. It's not only the dialogue with the movie, but also the dialogue with yourself. When you ask yourself if it's wrong what I just seen, if it's fine, if I agree with this, and after we come to the most important point, what can I do with this? So how I can fight, how I can change things, how I can make our world a place where the human rights are respected. And so I think this is one of the most aim of the festival. It's to gather people together who are indifferent to the human rights and to give them tools, to give them possibility to react and to make some actions, sign the petitions, participate in manifestation, and just talk about the movies they seen around their friends, giving the argument they heard during the debates and saying, listen, it's fine to, if one man loves another man, it's fine when a woman decides what she wants to do with her body, it's fine when the people fight for their rights, and it's important, and this is what we really want to achieve with our festival.
And just very briefly, Jimmy, do you think it would actually convert people to think more about that kind of thing, or do you think you're kind of preaching to people who are already converted?
We hope the both. So because the first step of changing is to accept that you have stereotypes, so that you have some prejudice, and only after you can start to work with this. So, and as we have a very great experts on different domains, every person who is not sure about his opinion, he can ask a question, and probably having an answer, it would really help him to change his position. Maybe not today, but next year, in 2 years, it's a big, huge work that we're doing, and we're happy to do this.
Great. Lovely to have you with us on the programme today. I hope the festival goes well at the weekend. Ievgeniia Sokova, the events coordinator, joining us. Thanks very much.